Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most action-packed and inspiring parts of the Bible, the story of David's mighty men. These guys were the elite special forces of their day, a legendary band of warriors whose loyalty and courage helped shape a kingdom. Their stories are more than just ancient history. They're powerful examples of what dedication, faith, and unity can achieve. The main account of these warriors is found in 2 Samuel 23. It's like a hall of fame, listing the names and legendary deeds of the men who fought alongside David. These weren't just ordinary soldiers. They were the best of the best, men defined by their extraordinary valor and unwavering loyalty to their king and their God. Their individual stories are amazing, but together, they show the power of a unified team under strong leadership. At the very top of this elite group were the 3. These were the most honored and celebrated of all of David's warriors. Think of them as the top tier, the legends among legends. Their exploits were so remarkable that they were set apart from all the others. The chief of the 3 was a man named Joshua-Basshebeth, also known as Jashabeh. The Bible records that in a single encounter, he wielded his spear and took down an astonishing 800 men. Can you even imagine that? It sounds like something out of a superhero movie, but it highlights the sheer skill and divine empowerment these men operated with. This wasn't just human strength. It was God working through them to secure victory for Israel. Next up in the 3 was Eleazar. His story is a powerful picture of resilience and determination. During one intense battle against the Philistines, the Israelite army started to retreat, but Eleazar stood his ground. He fought so hard and for so long that the Bible says his hand literally froze to his sword. He just kept striking down the enemy until the victory was won. His story teaches us about the power of not giving up, even when you're exhausted and everyone else has turned back. He held the line, and God brought a great victory through him. The 3rd member of this legendary trio was Shammah. His story might seem a little unusual at first. The Philistines had gathered for battle in a field of lentils. Again, the Israelite soldiers fled, but Shammah took his stand right in the middle of that lentil patch. He defended it single-handedly against the entire enemy force. It might seem strange to risk your life for a field of vegetables, but this was about more than just lentils. It was a stand against the enemy, a refusal to give up even an inch of God's promised land. Shammah's courage turned a potential defeat into a major victory, showing that God can use our faithfulness in any situation, big or small. One of the most powerful themes running through all these stories is loyalty. These men weren't just fighting for a paycheck or for glory. Their dedication was deeply personal. They were fiercely loyal to David, their leader who had inspired them through his own courage and faith. They saw him as God's anointed king and were willing to lay down their lives to protect him and support his rule. A famous story that illustrates this perfectly is when David was hiding in the cave of Adullam. He was thirsty and nostalgically said, "Oh, that someone would give me a drink of water from the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate." Bethlehem was his hometown, but at the time it was occupied by a Philistine garrison. It was an impossible request, but what did 3 of his mighty men do? They heard his longing, and without being asked, they broke through the Philistine lines, drew water from the well in Bethlehem, and brought it all the way back to David. It was an incredibly dangerous mission, risking their lives for a simple drink of water. When they presented it to him, David was so moved he couldn't even drink it. He poured it out on the ground as an offering to the Lord, saying, "Far be it from me, O Lord, that I should do this. Is this not the blood of the men who went in jeopardy of their lives?" This moment reveals the heart of their relationship. Their loyalty wasn't just about following orders. It was about a deep, personal commitment that put the king's needs, even his simple desires, above their own safety. Beyond the 3, there was another group of elite warriors, often called the 30, and among them was a man named Piniel, whose resume was just as impressive. Piniel was known for his incredible bravery and almost superhuman feats. The Bible tells us he took on 2 of Moab's best warriors. He also went down into a pit on a snowy day and killed a lion. If that's not courage, I don't know what is. In another encounter, he faced a massive Egyptian giant who was armed with a spear. Piniel, armed only with a staff, ran up to the giant, snatched the spear out of his hand, and defeated him with his own weapon. Piniel's stories, like the others, are not just about physical strength. They showcase tactical prowess, fearlessness, and a deep-seated trust that God was with them in battle. These warriors weren't just brutes. They were smart, skilled, and spiritually grounded. The legacy of these men isn't just about military victories. It's about character. Their stories have been told for thousands of years to inspire faith and valor. They serve as timeless examples of what it means to be faithful, courageous, and dedicated. In our own lives, we all face battles. They might not be against Philistine giants or lions in a pit, but we face spiritual battles, personal challenges, and moments where we feel like giving up. The stories of David's mighty men encourage us to stand firm. They remind us that with God's help, we can face overwhelming odds. Eleazar's story tells us to keep fighting even when we're weary. Shammah's story tells us to defend what's important, no matter how small it seems. And Piniel's story tells us to face our fears with courage, trusting that God will give us the strength we need. The support of these mighty warriors was absolutely crucial for David's kingship. He couldn't have united the kingdom, established Jerusalem as its capital, and defeated all of Israel's enemies on his own. He needed a loyal team. The recognition of these men in 2 Samuel 23 shows us how important it is to value the contributions of everyone in our community. Every person has a role to play, and every act of faithfulness matters. Even the story of Uriah the Hittite, one of the mighty men, tragically highlights the theme of honor and loyalty. His integrity stood in stark contrast to David's own failure in that moment, reminding us that even the greatest leaders are flawed and that true honor is a precious thing. So, as we reflect on David's mighty men, we see a powerful picture of courage, loyalty, and divine empowerment. Their exploits were legendary, from Joshua-Basebeth's 800-man victory to Eleazar's unyielding stand, Shammah's lentil field defense, and Benaiah's lion and giant-slaying adventures. They were more than soldiers. They were brothers in arms, united by their love for their king and their faith in God. Their legacy calls us to live with the same kind of dedication in our own spiritual lives, to be loyal to God, to stand courageously for what is right, and to trust that He will give us the strength to overcome any obstacle. Their stories aren't just in the Bible to be read. They're there to be lived out. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this look at David's mighty men has inspired you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these mighty men's stories inspires you the most? Until next time, stay strong and courageous. God bless.